Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we have to talk about the Viking fucking experience. It's Lost in the Midcard. Welcome to our post-SuperStar ShakeUp edition of Lost in the Midcard. It was a shit show on Monday, not quite the shit show on Tuesday, a little better at least. We're going to talk about all the moves, including some that weren't even announced on air on Tuesday. As we record literally minutes after SmackDown Live goes off the air. Some interesting teams getting broken up. We'll talk about all that here, including the latest on AEW and some headlines, including some departures from some key positions within the WWE. But first, thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. All you got to do is search for Lost in the Midcard. Hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday like this one is coming at you. But the rest of the month is going to be a little different. I'm going to be gone for a concert next Tuesday. So we will be back at our old slot on Thursday next week. We're going to record Wednesday after NXT. So we'll be back at you next Thursday. And then the end of the month, we are not sure. We may take a week off, maybe recharge after the busy WrestleMania and post-shakeup season. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on all that. But next week's show is definitely coming at you on Thursday next week there. So also, you can subscribe to us on the YouTube, and the links to all of that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/LostInTheMidcard, on our pinned post there, or you can go to our pinned tweet on the Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world, including Big E in a hospital gown, looking in agony. Poor guy. Get well soon, buddy.
That was his facial expression to Big O's entrance announcement. Come on, man. I'm your host, Jeremy Bennett. You can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host. You just heard him. He's on the Twitter at Raw Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing? Doing all right. If we would have been recording this 24 hours ago, I probably would have wanted to jump off a building.
You and a lot of people.
I'm in a much better place now. Unfortunately, our other co-host is not in a better place, and it's probably going to make for a pretty funny show. So Matt's reveling in our other co-host's agony, apparently. I am not reveling in it. I feel for my friend, you asshole.
You just said it's going to make for a good show, and you said it in a happy tone.
I have known Darryl for a long time, and I know when Darryl is in a gives no fucks mood, he's entertaining as hell. He knows that. I know that. He knows I'm not happy that he's miserable. But when he's not feeling great and he's gonna be here, it's gonna be funny shit. Okay. I'm just telling you.
On the Twitter, our other co-host is on the Twitter at No One Like D, Mr. Darryl Bullock. Hey, Darryl, how you doing?
Sup?
Sup? That's all I got for you. Sup? Well, let's start off with a happy note. AEW. Is it time for Tuesday Night Dynamite yet, guys?
It needs to hurry up with the bullshit that we saw yesterday, and I still wasn't happy about today.
Cody talking to Glacier. We all remember Glacier from the WCW days. Long time friend of the Rhodes family. He's going to be in the over budget Battle Royale at Double or Nothing, Glacier's been around for a while, so Cody looks to him for some advice on Chris Jericho as well, and he suggested that Jericho come into the office and talk. I bet that will end well, won't it, guys?
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna end well at all.
We're gonna have our first in-office fight, brawl in the office here. Glacier. I mean, he wasn't really even in WCW or was he in WCW that long? I didn't think he was he?
He was there long enough.
A few years.
He spent half his career doing vignettes before he actually started.
Ouch.
The old Mortal Kombat gimmick.
Fake ass Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. Dude, it's pretty good though. Good friends with the Rhodes, so it'll be cool to see him mix it up with the younger kids in the over budget battle royal. We got to know a little more about Smiley Kylie Rae as she prepares for her triple threat match with Nyla Rose and Dr. Britt Baker at Double or Nothing. Shit, guys, we're almost a month away, aren't we?
Yeah, are they saying anything about how they're going to broadcast it for folks watching?
They still have not officially announced that yet. I would not be surprised
Honor Club?
if Double or Nothing ends up on TNT.
Honor Club?
Shut the fuck up, JB.
Oh, dude, you're gonna laugh at this. I got an email for First Chance tickets for being an Honor Club member today.
Yeah, I got one too. They're fucking stupid.
First Chance tickets to what?
Some event. I don't know.
I deleted it. I don't even remember what it was, but I got the exact same email.
I deleted it too. Michael's reading the children's book that Cody wrote, and I guess Cody is sending him off on an adventure in the middle of nowhere, maybe to parts unknown. Not sure where they're sending him off to, but they talk a little bit about the book. It's not yet released yet, right?
So they're taking pre-orders now.
Okay. So they talk with a little bit with the people behind the scenes that helped make the book come to life and such, and some pretty cool stuff there. And the title is, of course, Cody, the Elite Team Cody, Heart of the Mountain, coming out soon. They also take a look at Nyla Rose ahead of the triple threat match as she talks about how she's going to destroy the other two ladies. You almost got to think Britt's going to win that, don't you? Because don't you think you got to kind of give the edge to her to kind of be one of the leaders of the division to kick things off with that company? Don't you feel?
It can go either way because if you do Nyla, it's just showing that you have faith in a young up and coming talent.
Dominant heel.
Yeah.
I feel Britt's the most marketable of the three. I think she's going to get the win to start things off.
We asked the question, where is Darby Allin going after announced on Lost in the Midcard last week that he is leaving Evolve. We didn't wait too long for the answer. He got called pretty quickly by AEW. And
I think there's a reason he quit Evolve when he did. I don't think that. I think the job was already given before he
B led to
gave
A.
his notice. Yes,
B led to A didn't lead to B.
Pretty much.
Spellbound is the name of Being the Elite, episode 147. We kick it off with Cody talking to the gentleman, one of the guys that cut a librarian promo. His name, thanks to Matt doing a little research for Fansided, Ricky Perello.
Thank you.
He did.
Thank you. I appreciate you, JB. You actually looked at my article.
You did. You got it, man. And he kind of cut, like, if you remember, he cut kind of like, I guess you could maybe compare him to kind of like the Cactus Jack, little maniacal librarian, you would say, right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Cody offered him $1 million contract. Oh, but Cody. Oh, Mike shows up and goes, Cody, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Oh, okay. So as soon as Mike walks away, all right, tier 1, $1.5 million. But Scorpio Sky heard that and goes, what are you doing, man? And Cody calms down Scorpio, but then he goes, tier 1, $2 million. And Kaz walks in. What the fuck are you doing, Cody? That's CD money right there, man. Oh, Cody. He's between him and Kenny, they're blowing the budget, aren't they?
Well, at least they're trying to.
I loved Kaz in this segment, giving him a $20 bill and saying this is the closest to $2 million you're ever going to get, and then takes the 20 before he walks off. Oh man, do you think this guy is the librarian? Did they anoint him the librarian, or
I'm not even sure.
No, dude. Did you watch the entire episode?
Yeah.
Then you know who the librarian is.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Yeah, but there's two.
Come on, JB.
Yeah, but
No, there is no but. It's very obvious we know that the librarian is the guy at the end of the video.
But that's another VP saying it. We got a whole bunch of VPs in this pot, guys. We're gonna probably have like 6 librarians. Each VP's bringing a librarian to the company.
Yeah, let's not say we did.
Because you notice, I mean, we got a couple of different VPs saying this. So, Cody's got this librarian, and Nick has got this other one with talking. Or Matt was talking with CD, which we'll get to in a minute. But so that was the open of being the elite, and we after the graphics, we're at the Bucks' home where they talk about one of the new signees to the AEW family, none other than Sema, who is is he PWG? Is that right?
Dragon Gate.
Thank you. He helped the Bucks basically with their first big break, and so the Bucks kind of wanted to return the favor and bring him along for the ride, and so that's a pretty cool story, isn't it, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Am I saying that name right?
I like the fact that they're taking care of their friends. I think it's cool.
Is that right, Sema?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Am I saying that right, Sema?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Sema. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
The non-alcoholic beer.
That's Zima. That's alcoholic. It's just the whatever. SoCal Uncensored, they are really have gone Hollywood. $500 for a T-shirt, something like that. $1,000 for autographs. I don't even want to know how much their cigars are.
25. You get a set for probably like 150.
We got a cameo from Shark Boy. Those guys have changed. And then everybody and their dog asking Joey Ryan where the blonde girl is. I like the I beat up Joey Ryan shirt. That's an official elite shirt?
Yeah, I guess it's on Pro Wrestling Tees.
We got all sorts of people. D'Lo Brown, Mick Foley, Tennille Dashwood, all wondering where the blonde girl is. I like how they panned it on Mick Foley's autograph prices before they panned it on his face. Was that on purpose? Hey, Rosemary. I like Rosemary. She's cool. She's wondering where the blonde girl is too. We're back in Nashville where we kick things off. Cody gives the pre-sale code for the Jacksonville show. Is that correct, Matt?
Yeah, for Fight for the Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Which is let me get it here for you. AEW Fight. Are those pre-sales out now? Is it
Thursday.
Okay. MJF being a dick, just as only as he can, Sammy G came up and was wondering why Cody hates him, and MJF gave him a hug and put a kick me sign on him. And Darby Allin makes his being the elite debut, and I don't think MJF was happy to see him, was he?
He wanted no parts of him.
No.
That might be. You think that might be a double or nothing match? Maybe. Maybe. Or maybe a Fight for the Fallen match. Maybe.
I mean, they've got plenty of shows to book plenty of matches. So.
And he tried to put a kick me sign on Darby, but he wasn't buying it. He was apparently hungry though, and ate the sign. Then next up is CD sitting with Matt, kind of wondering, what you all right, Matt? Because Matt's he's stressing out. You know why Matt's
about
stressing
everything.
out. Matt's stressing out over Michael Nakazawa.
Michael Nakazawa's that guy.
Yeah, he's stressing out. So they start complaining, and that's when Peter Avalon shows up and says that the guys are being too loud and shushes them. And that's where Daniels and Matt go, oh. And this music kicks in, and a little trippy scene where like the light bulbs basically go off. So they have found their librarian. Cody thinks he's found his librarian. I bet you next week Kenny finds his librarian.
I really hope not. We don't need a librarian battle royal.
That's a great idea.
Oh my God.
I do like Peter Avalon as the librarian better than the crazy guy though. Agreed?
Yes, absolutely.
Peter Avalon's awesome. That was a pretty cool sequence though with CD and Matt though with the music playing though. We got ourselves a fake ending. Nope, it ain't over yet. The Bucks are discussing tag teams and wondering if they should bring these guys in. They don't say who they're talking about, but as you know, as in anything AEW, there's always a tease, and of course Nick puts his phone down, video still playing, and camera pans down for just a split second, and astute people caught on that it was the Super Smash Brothers from PWG. So I'm guessing they're coming to AEW. I mean, why would they do this, right? Right, guys?
It's only fair.
Yeah, they're obviously coming in.
So it was a pretty fun episode of Being the Elite. I didn't realize this librarian thing was going to go this far, but hopefully CM, maybe Kenny Omega gets CM Punk to be the librarian, and he wins the Battle Royal.
Just stop it. Just stop it.
By God! He broke his book in half. Mid-South Wrestling fans, mid-'80s, there's going to be a lot more Mid-South added to the WWE Network here pretty soon as we jump into some headlines. WWE Network News is reporting that episodes from 1984 and 85 will be part of April's classic content on the network. No word yet on how many episodes will be added. And word is, though, it'll be slightly more than the 20 episodes of Thunder that were added for March. And in case you don't already know, Becky Two Belts shirts are on WWE Shop because Vince hates the word belts, but if it makes money, I don't care about that, pal. Mike Johnson, PW Insider, says there's belief among those that they have spoken to that Impact will pursue a breach of contract claim against Eli Drake, preventing him to sign elsewhere contractually until the situation is resolved. Of course, his contract was terminated on April 7th, just a few weeks before it was set to expire at the end of May, upset over public comments he had made about the company after his refusal to face Tessa Blanchard at their last special. So, that's very Impact of them, right, guys? Paige is being transitioned into a new role as a manager, debuting a new team on SmackDown Live tonight, which we learned is going to be Asuka and Kairi Sane. We'll get into that a little later on as we hit SmackDown. There is also talk of Beth Phoenix doing more wrestling going forward, including the upcoming European tour, but of course she was not on television this week. Interviewer Dasha Fuentes.
Look, I'm just going to say that right now. Fuck that Raw women's division needs Beth Phoenix now more than ever.
No shit, right?
So they better just start throwing somebody at Beth and getting her full-time on that Raw brand, because that Raw brand needs some help now.
Well, she did say that that entrance at WrestleMania 35 was one of the greatest moments of her life, so maybe that kickstarts it. Dasha Fuentes was released by the WWE this past Thursday. It was not a case of Dasha requesting a release. It was the company's decision to let her go. She's been replaced on the Raw brand by Sarah Schreiber. That's a hard one to say. Pro Wrestling Sheet first to break the news on the departure of Dasha. On today's edition of the a recent edition of the Wendy Williams show, Wendy Williams updated on WWE Sasha Banks canceling at the last minute. Said Banks had a family emergency, wished her and her family well. So apparently, things between the two sides there have possibly been smoothed over. A lot better than last week when we reported that that she'll never be on the show again. According to Mike Johnson, PW Insider, AJ Styles' injury issues have been confirmed to be hip issues by several WWE sources. Styles suffered the injury while hitting the phenomenal forearm to the outside on Randy Orton. He was sent home on Monday, diagnosed yesterday, but he showed up on Monday Night Raw and looked pretty okay on Monday, didn't he, guys?
Did some DDP yoga.
True.
Bang.
We already talked about that story about WrestleMania 35 and what time the matches were changed for Seth Rollins. Miz and Mrs. Got themselves still staying right about 1 million in viewers. Kind of down from the first season. Not sure why. You've been watching it, right, Matt? Still pretty good.
Miz and Mrs.?
Yeah, that's still pretty good, right?
Yeah, I enjoy it. The only thing that sucks about it is it's on when we're just sitting down to record, so I don't get to see as much of it as I would like. But what I've seen of it, I love it just as much as season 1. It's funny shit.
Last week's SmackDown.
It's probably the best reality show on television.
Better than Total Divas?
Duh.
Better than Total Bellas?
Double duh.
Dummy, yeah! Last week's edition of SmackDown Live
You can't do that. You can't do that again until Eli has a job.
Let me tell you something, dummy. I don't care what that owl thinks.
Watch
dummy!
fucking Impact.
Yeah!
Impact, so they got the creative rights to fucking dummy, yeah.
I doubt it. That's not
Fuck
that smart.
sticks.
That's not that smart. I think, actually, Eli's been doing that before Impact. He's been doing that for a long time on the Indies. That gimmick. So it's not copywritten by Impact. Last week's SmackDown, which was the SmackDown after Mania, did not really see a much viewership increase. Barely over 2.2 million. I think we might have mentioned this on the show last week, but it was also reported here late last week that WWE testing new tech at the NXT tapings where fans in the audience can listen to the commentary live in the building. That was done for a select group in the audience, and they had Velveteen Dream versus Buddy Murphy for the North American Championship, and Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. If Sane loses, she never gets a championship match again. Well, geez, wonder what happened there. What do you guys think about that, having commentary while you're there?
Well, I do know for a fact that some people don't like to go to live events because they think that the commentary, makes it.
Okay.
It'll be awesome. I mean, me and Matt discussed it like 2 weeks ago. I think what did you say, Matt? They had it like at 29 or something?
No, WrestleMania 28 in Miami. I bought this little radio headset. I actually still have it. It had like the WWE logo on it and whatever. And I sat there in Miami and listened to the commentary for WrestleMania 28 while I enjoyed the show.
That's cool.
I actually really like it. My only worry about that is if everybody in the arena has one of those on, you might end up with a dead crowd.
Yeah.
Because everybody's just sitting there in silence trying to listen to the commentary. Yeah. There's positives and negatives to it. I don't know how it would go over long term, but me personally, I'm a fan of it. I like it.
I don't know. I mean, like, if you think about it, if somebody does a move or somebody, you still listen to the commentary. It's just like if me and you, Matt, are watching it at my house and something happens, we're still listening to commentary, but we're still yelling. So
that's true, but we're not chanting though.
True. Very true. I mean,
we had no chance at the G1 Supercard.
That's true.
It would have been funny if we started a chant though.
The 2-man chant.
I'd have been there for it.
Yeah.
Few days ago, a major bombshell dropped on the WWE where Road Dogg Jesse James stepped down as the co-lead writer for SmackDown. He reached a breaking point when finally with Vince McMahon making changes to his script on SmackDown, and decided to step down. There's no confirmation if he's transitioning to another position within WWE or leaving the company altogether. I don't know if we've even heard an update on that. Matt, have you?
Negative.
I figured he was just on his way out the door and going to go join Billy.
Yep, New Age Outlaws.
And be on the creative for AEW.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The overage outlaws now.
Well, they wouldn't be wrestling. Well, they might wrestle everyone. They'll be in the over budget battle Raw maybe, or but no, they would be more behind the scenes, obviously. But yeah, I mean, Road Dogg overall did a pretty good job at SmackDown. Now let's hope whoever takes over does not fuck it up, because SmackDown was pretty good. Also, creative team member Robert Evans was let go by WWE over WrestleMania week. He was let go at the Hall of Fame ceremony after a speech he produced featured a mention of Vince McMahon.
Bitch.
Vince strongly has stressed over the years he does not want to be mentioned or praised during the Hall of Fame ceremony, to the point where it's become a running joke, and Bret Hart had mentioned his name, so the guy that produced the segment got fired. Man, how does he even have control over what the guy says?
How do you tell Bret Hart no, you can't say that?
Yeah, agreed. It even, look, let's say they had a layout of how they were going to go. Bret gets attacked, forgets what he was going to say, and just tells another story that happened to involve Vince. You know, just, it's so fucking stupid. Vince is such a fucking baby. Fucking 70-year-old baby.
Please don't get me started. I'm not ready.
You're going to get started on Raw, pal. I can't wait to hear you rant about Vince. I wish I had some fucking popcorn down here and shit. Oh, I have puffcorn down here. That's all. Oh, shit. I'm going to be eating puffcorn when Darryl cuts his promo. Just imagine the Big E gif of him eating the popcorn. That's going to be me eating the puffcorn. Well, Darryl cuts that promo. I'm grabbing the bag right now. Got the bag. You can hear it right there. Darryl. I got my bag. It's ready. Oh, boy.
Don't make me laugh.
I'm excited.
Daryl's cocking the fist for the Superman punch, you know?
Pretty much.
Entertainment outlet The Wrap is reporting that All Elite Wrestling is in advanced talks with Warner Media, the new company that was formed after AT&T merged with Time Warner, for AEW to bring in their weekly TV series. Once the deal is consummated, they'll likely land on TNT. Of course, TNT, home of Nitro from 95 to 2001. And the rest of the stuff in the article you already know, because we cover AEW pretty well here on the show. So most of that stuff you already do anyways.
We told y'all months ago.
Yeah.
That AEW was going to Turner. If you've been listening to Lost in the Midcard, this was not new news to you, and that's what we like to give to you guys, the fans. We keep you in the loop.
Word.
That's what we do.
A lot of people were worried about Sasha Banks. Kalisto posted on Instagram him and his significant other, along with Mikaze and Sasha, down in the Dominican Republic, saying that she's fine, everybody's fine, and there you go. Of course, Sasha did not appear on television this week, so probably getting a little time off. No word on what the emergency was. No, we don't really need to know either. So, if you watch SmackDown on this week, you know that Big E has gone down with an injury. Torn meniscus is the issue. No word on the time frame of him being out, but his knee buckled on him during SmackDown last week. And Big E posts on Twitter, making mincemeat of my meniscus, crossbody cooked the cartilage. Bye for a bit.
Yeah, I wonder how long he's going to be out.
Meniscus, give or take 4 to 6.
Ooh, that's rough.
Well, it's not the recovery. The recovery is fairly short. It's the rehab, because
well, on the bright side,
it's the impact on your knees.
On the bright side, he could probably come back to TV sooner than that, though.
Yeah, it's not going to be as long as what Bobby Fish, because Bobby Fish pretty much shredded his knee. Yeah. Same thing with Seth; they shredded their knee. But
Bobby was still utilized on TV quite a bit during that time too.
Yeah. So Big E could be on TV within a month or so, I bet. And
I hope so.
He just won't be in a physical capacity for, like you said, 4 to 6. Oh, let's go talk about my coworker, my ex-coworker. I mean, Zachary Madsen, the man who tackled Bret the Hitman Hart during the Hart Foundation's induction at the Hall of Fame ceremony, bonded out from the Brooklyn Detention Center on April 10th for the tune of $1,500. He's been charged with 2 counts of assault in the 3rd degree, as well as trespassing after hitting the ring, which was used as the stage for the acceptance speeches to tackle Bret Hart and also knocking down Natalya. Assault in the 3rd degree is a misdemeanor, can be punishable up to a year in jail should he be found guilty. That is, I think that's the latest that we have for now. He was slated, he was due to be in court, but I've really not heard of anything much else since then. I think there might be one more bit of information. I'm not, yeah. The case was continued in court until Tuesday, May 28th. So that's why we hadn't heard any. That's why I didn't hear any news when I tried to look it up yesterday. So that's been pushed back to May 28th.
We want information.
The Dark Side of the Ring on Viceland got 154,000 viewers overnight for the Randy Savage and Miss Elizabeth documentary, and that's more than Impact Wrestling got on Pop. So
I was just gonna say that's better than Impact on Pursuit.
Amazon was selling the whole season for $1, so I bought it. I was like, why not? I don't even.
I buy that for $1.
I buy that for $1. Actually, it was free because I had Amazon credits, so it was free.
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 When the WWE says don't try this at home, they also mean school. Gianni Sosa, 18-year-old, was arrested and charged with battery when he tried to hit his principal with an RKO.
Man, you know how many stunners I gave out in fucking high school?
His defense is the RKO is it requires the assistance of the other person, so he shouldn't have been arrested.
I think, honestly, I think it's ridiculous he was arrested for attempting an RKO. I really do.
The teacher got fucking sensitive and got fucking embarrassed, probably. He probably got RKO'd out of nowhere.
By God!
It's beyond silly and ridiculous. It's just... it's nuts. My friends used to freaking do Mankind's running knee into a locker in high school all the time. So nobody ever got arrested.
Nope.
Somebody got slammed down to the floor against the lockers, and they do the running knee into the other person's head. Trust me, I remember this very vividly. It was the Attitude Era. Good times.
Like
man.
I said, you know how many stunners I gave away in high school?
It's the point proven. I mean, this shit happened all the time back then.
Who's going to try to V-trigger their principal now?
Oh, my God.
Some sad news. Vampiro announced a couple of days ago that he has been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So some sad news there for the Lucha legend. Pat McAfee posted a video on his YouTube channel a couple of days ago talking about the WrestleMania broadcast experience, and he said he almost quit after Michael Cole chastised him for wearing tuxedo shorts on the kickoff. Very interesting. Of course, that wasn't the only one to talk about Michael Cole this week, was it?
Ouch.
Oh, I'm going to talk about Michael Cole, too.
Where? I don't know if I have that from PW Insider. I got to find that. What was that guy's name? It was Rich something, wasn't it?
I don't remember the guy's name.
Honestly, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I know what he's talking about. I just don't remember the name of the guy.
I must have missed it.
Rich Brennan.
So I don't.
Yeah, something about Michael Cole. Pretty much, the way he talks to people,
he's an asshole.
Like he's a fucking asshole. But then when you hear him talk to Vince, he's like, "Yes, sir. No, sir." He's just like very humble.
Oh, I got it right here. Former NXT announcer Alex Reyes, who was Alex DeBarrio in NXT. So I think he was the first ever play-by-play guy on NXT, or one of the early play-by-play guys. Took to Twitter after the story came out about Cole ripping Pat McAfee. And Reyes took to Twitter. Let me get his tweets out here. Cole is a straight shooter, but he has a ridiculous and irrationally nonsensical temper. I got yelled at for taking a selfie at the Access set, which is the same live event set for house shows. I got yelled at for being scruffy on a plane to Mania. Even though the announcers flew on the same plane in shorts and a t-shirt when I was in a suit and tie, and I shaved when I got to the hotel before rehearsals, I was yelled at in an announcing training session for saying skin the cat because it was an insider term. We don't use those on broadcast, and when we do, it's gymnastics terminology in wrestling. I was yelled at for buying a Whataburger after a show at Jacksonville. I was yelled at for not doing my new NXT pre-show music contest, even though I was told by production to wait until the following week until I had more music in the computer. But I was yelled at for not doing it. I was only yelled at by Cole once, but these are other announcers who had it filtered down to them because of the culture created. They look for the smallest things to criticize, berate, and bully. If they like you, they look the other way. If they don't, they find ways to get you in trouble and cause the stigma about you within the company until you're ultimately gone. Cole, I would argue, has hired good talent, is underrated as a play-by-play guy when the reins are taken off and when he wants to be an excellent teacher, but he also has a stupid temper and is fake when it comes to building a real culture of a team and fosters a culture of not trusting. Anyone being constantly afraid of losing your gig at every turn. Anyone and everyone is being constantly afraid of losing their gig at every turn. There are several other stories from other folks in his circle that have more direct interaction with his temper. This McAfee story does not surprise me at all. Very interesting. Getting yelled at for not shaving before you get on the plane, because, the world's watching on the plane, right?
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Yeah, that's culture that's directly filtered down from Vince, right? So Cole's just acting like Vince, and then whoever's under Cole will act like that, and so on, right?
Pretty much.
Yep, and you wonder why everybody's jumping ship. Good news for Dakota Kai. She posted on Twitter the other day that she ran for the first time since her knee injury. So she's working on her comeback since tearing her knee up. Speaking of knees, Nia Jax is going to be out for some time now, maybe the rest of her career, as she has to have surgery on both of her ACLs.
Oh, she tore both of them?
I don't know, but it says she's been pushing through pain over the last year and has to have surgery on them both. So I don't know if she necessarily tore them both, but has to have surgery on both of them to relieve the pain. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. So it's something she's been fighting through, but yeah, I mean.
Brutal.
And she's like 35, so
Is she that old?
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to come back from, man. 34. She turns 35 next month. It's gonna be hard to come back from. Double ACL. Is that what KO had though too?
I'm not sure.
Double knee, like kind of double knee surgery.
Yeah, he had double knee, but I wasn't sure to what extent.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't sound like she tore her ACLs, but she needs to have surgery on them. So, a couple days ago at a press conference, UFC President Dana White said that he has not yet spoken to Brock Lesnar, and there's no concrete plans for the long-teased fight with Daniel Cormier.
Such bullshit.
Oh, yeah? You call him bullshit, man, huh?
Yes, I'm absolutely calling bullshit.
Why would he?
Because this is what Dana White does.
Okay. WWE has signed a new announcer to the fold. Johnny LaQuasto from Championship Wrestling from Hollywood is now going to join the WWE, so he can get berated by Michael Cole. One in the ongoing CM Punk versus Colt Cabana lawsuit.
Are they still going after it? Shit.
I think it's 2 out of 3 falls.
Colt just won't fucking give up and just accept the fact that he's lost this court case.
One count against Punk has been dismissed, And Punk responds to these allegations for the first time ever as well. It's ongoing. So I don't know. What do you take out of all this? I mean, obviously there wasn't a basis because if it's getting dropped in court. But I mean, who's the bad guy in this?
To me, honestly, neither are the quote unquote the bad guy. But there was a blow up misunderstanding, and once again, money came between a lifelong friendship. And I just find that utterly disgusting.
Yeah. The first 4 names for the G1 Climax tournament have been announced. The tournament happens July 6th in Dallas, Texas. And the first 4 names, IWGP Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada, IWGP Intercontinental Champion Kota Ibushi, Tetsuya Naito, and Jay White.
They don't have problems with their visas?
Only if you buy a ticket to the Dallas show will there be a problem with visas.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh, just wait. Dasha Fuentes posted on her Instagram after her release from the WWE. I can't thank all you enough for the past 5 years. It has truly been an honor and a privilege to have been working for the WWE. To all my fans throughout the years and coworkers who have reached out to me, it truly means a lot. Although my journey with the WWE has come to an end, it's just a beginning. I most definitely am not saying goodbye, but I'd rather see you all around. And Darryl, she graced us with some great Instagram photos, didn't she?
She sure as hell did. God bless America.
Oh my!
Hey, remember that little white wedding chapel that Triple H and Stephanie McMahon got married at? On the infamous episode on Monday Night Raw. It is now for sale for $12 million. You can buy the wedding chapel. Shit, Triple H should just buy it.
Yeah, let's not.
Memories.
Jim Ross has a shirt now at Pro Wrestling Tees for AEW. Thank you, Cody. It's called Jim F. and Ross.
That's awesome. I haven't seen the. I need to go look at it right now.
I'll send you the Elite article.
I'm just going to Pro Wrestling Tees. You don't have to send me. I'll find it.
It has Jim F. and Ross in an arched font. The AEW logo in the middle. Below that it says Slobber Knocker, established 1974.
Wow.
Of course, this is all from an episode of Road to Double or Nothing when the interviewer asked Cody, "Why Jim Ross?" or "Why were you so hung up on Jim Ross?" And Cody goes, "It's Jim fucking Ross."
This month's Pro Wrestling Crate features AEW. Maybe I'll actually buy a Pro Wrestling Crate.
I've never bought a crate.
I never have either. But like this month's theme is All Elite Wrestling featuring Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Cody, Kylie Ray, SoCal Uncensored, MJF, Lucha Brothers, and Britt Baker.
Link me to that, please.
I do want an MJF shirt.
It says we have 91 crates left for this month.
Link me, please.
I'll be buying it Thursday on payday.
All right, I am sending it to both of you right now.
Yeah, I bought a couple of Pro Wrestling crates. I've gotten some cool stuff, some cool shirts, and some cool...
Yeah, I've never done one before. I think I'm going to do this one for sure.
I've gotten some cool stuff. So.
I think, didn't you buy a crate, JB, and you opened it and they gave you like the same shirt you had before?
No, that was my my ROH mystery box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they gave
Never mind.
They gave me the same Jeff Hardy shirt I had bought from them like a year or two ago.
Wow.
But I also got a sweet Will Spray Assassin shirt, so.
Cool.
In the end, I spent $10 and got one good shirt out of it, so. Well, I got 2 good shirts. It's just one's a duplicate. So. I'm actually wearing it. I'm wearing it right now, actually.
Nice.
Well, it says included in the crate, you get 2 exclusively designed wrestling shirts by Pro Wrestling Tees, 1 autographed 8x10, 1 exclusive Micro Brawler wrestling figure, 1 exclusive collector's label pen, 1 DVD and random fun wrestling collectible, and a 10% off coupon on every ProWrestlingTees.com order.
I'm trying to think of who my 8x... You always get an 8x10 signed. I'm trying to think.
I can't hate this.
John,
I feel like I gotta go for it.
One of my crates. I've gotten 2 Pro Wrestling crates before, and one of my 8x10s was John Morrison. Of the 8x10 signed. Yeah, it's got some cool stuff.
Yeah, I'm glad I went to the website. I was just going to look for the Jim Ross shirt.
I'm gonna buy that baby. Big breaking news today. Actually, the first of two big breaking news is today. Two guys have asked for the release from the WWE today on Tuesday, April 16th. Luke Harper posted on Twitter, as of this evening, I've requested my release from the WWE. The past 6 years have been simply amazing journey around the world and back with lifelong friends and family. I'm proud of it all and proud to say I shared the ring with my coworkers. This decision, as difficult as it was, feels right for myself in WWE. My goal in the future is to continue to grow as a performer in person and continue to make my family proud. Thank you from the top to the bottom of the WWE. Thank you, fans, for your undying support. Thank you, everyone. I mean, you guys are going to be on the same page as me. I mean, this guy should have been in the main event picture long ago.
Facts.
And
yep, they dropped the ball with him, man. It's just that simple.
And Cody better be picking up that phone.
I look, if they actually grant him his release, there's no way they don't bring him in.
Yep.
There's no freaking way.
Yep. Raw this week dropped like a rock. Lost about 200.
As it should.
Dropped 250,000 viewers down to 2.66.
That shit should have been fucking buried.
Yeah. Matt's favorites returning to Impact Wrestling. Mahal Shera has signed with the company again. The crowd goes silent.
Because no one gives a flying fuck.
What did we call him? The poor man's Mason Ryan?
I don't think I ever called him that.
I might have called him that. You might have said it was an insult to Mason Ryan.
That might be an accurate conversation we once had.
Shit. I'm just getting my pro wrestling tea thing set up real quick there. All right, let's talk about Monday Night Raw.
Oh boy.
Episode...
You know, I don't even want to talk about it. I just want to open my popcorn and listen to Darryl.
No, you're gonna talk about it.
Well, you're gonna hear me eating popcorn while we're doing it then.
Live from Montreal, Quebec, episode 1350. Start off with Stephanie and Shane, because we
don't have enough McMahons on our fucking TV.
We're in a new era where the McMahon, we're in a new era where there's no authority and everybody's, and the McMahons are good guys now. Oh wait, they're not.
Vomit.
But at least we learned that Miz came over from SmackDown to Raw to attack Shane and beat the hell out of him. Oh boy. Here we go. So, here we go. We got Ricochet makes his entrance with Aleister Black. So they're officially on Raw. They're teaming up with the champions, Ryder and
This automatically started Raw off on a dumb note. Because you had the opportunity to split these guys into single stars without having one of them have to turn on the other.
Yeah.
And you didn't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like this already started things out on a sour note, and they were just getting fucking started.
Oh, and then we got Ivar and Eric. We're sitting here like marking out. Holy fuck. The War Raiders are here. Wait, they're heels? Why are you bringing them out as heels, Vince? Wait, what? The Viking what the fuck? The Viking Experience. What the fuck? Ivar and Eric from the Viking Experience. Now, don't come at me with like, oh, people will get over the names. Just look at Dolph Ziggler. No, Dolph Ziggler wasn't in NXT for years or ROH for years and succeeded like Rowan Hansen did. So fuck off with your Dolph Ziggler comparisons. This is fucking terrible. Darryl?
As you guys know, I didn't watch. I just pretty much was watching you guys tweet.
You learned on the Twitter, yeah.
I was watching the games, watching my Sixers. And I literally paused the game to go back and watch that shit. And I didn't watch the whole thing till this morning, but it just irritated me even more. First of all, you bring them in NXT and you change the name from War Machine to War Raiders. Okay, I get it. Marvel, War Machine. That's fine.
It was trademarked, probably.
Yeah, that's fine. I get it. But it took some getting used to for me to actually start calling the War Raiders. Now I follow Hanson and Rowe's Ring of Honor, New Japan. I love those guys. I'm mad to tell you. Like they've been my favorite tag team for a while, even over the Young Bucks. Needless to say, you bring them to NXT, they win the championship. All right, cool. They're going to dominate. That means they have their career is way ahead of them. You bring them on Monday Night Raw in the fucking shakeup, and you call them Igor, whatever the fuck, and Eric, and the fucking Viking Experience. What is this, a fucking 70s band? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Jimi Hendrix cover band.
Like, real shit. Like, who does that shit? Why? I'm tired of fucking Vince every goddamn time a tag team comes from NXT, and we all know since the Ascension, the Revival, the Vaudevillains. Sanity, the tag team division,
Enzo and Cass.
Right, the tag team division in NXT has been great over the years since AAA took over and made it NXT what it was. Every fucking tag team that you bring over from fucking NXT, you shit on them. You shit on them like diarrhea style. They're not doing anything. The Revival won out. Enzo and Cass are in Ring of Honor getting beat up by the fucking Briscoes. Where the fuck is the Ascension at? At Walmart?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
And I got so caught up on Harper. Alexander Wolf announced he's leaving the WWE tonight.
That's
too.
Another one, man. Fucking AOP, dude. Like,
well, AOP got ruined.
Vince fucks around and watches NXT.
Holy shit! Did you see that Snapchat of Razor?
Nah.
Oh my god, yeah, dude.
Fucking ripped. Holy shit.
Dude looks like he's done nothing but work out since he got injured.
I'm in awe. Like, you're gonna shit on him. Like, you're gonna literally like fuck War Machine. I'm not calling him the Viking Experience. I'm not
either.
I'm not doing that. Like, literally.
Remember when it took me so long to call Fandango and Breezango? Yeah.
Right.
I came around eventually. Yeah, I'm not coming around on this.
It's like you watch one takeover, whether it be the takeover from the Rumble or WrestleMania, you see a hot tag team and Vince just started beating his little wrinkled ass dick to him. Oh, let's bring him up. Get the fuck out of here. Just to get one fuck. Yeah. And then Michael Cole, I don't know if you guys even noticed it, and this is what I was touching on Michael Cole. Soon as they come out, this slapstick fucks around and says, oh, this is a fitting name because they live the Viking lifestyle. Shut the fuck up.
He's a fucking sellout.
They posted on Twitter. If you saw Hanson's post on Twitter, or it might have been Rowe. I can't remember which one posted.
It was Hanson.
They were less than thrilled.
Well, they didn't come out and say it, but you could tell by the way they wrote it.
Yep.
That it was with as little of enthusiasm as possible.
Oh, they're just being heels. No, they're not happy.
No, they're not being heels. Get the fuck out of here. Like, stop that shit. Stop it.
Matt, the crowd was hot early on, right? The crowd was fucking hot. The crowd was hot when Miz came out, right? How dead were they when Hanson and Rowe got the pin? Dead.
You had half the crowd who didn't know who the fuck they were, and the other half were pissed off because you called them the fucking Viking Experience.
They were popping when they came out.
And I would have even look. As much as I hate the Viking Experience, I would have accepted the name as long as they were still Hanson and Rowe.
Right.
And that the changing the names of the characters irked me more than the name change of the tag team, because I know a lot of people are whining online and the issue is they had War in the name. Like, which to me I don't fucking get, because they call Ember Moon the War Goddess, and nobody bats a fucking eye.
It's bullshit. Bullshit. Yeah. That's a bullshit excuse. It's just somebody trying to come in.
Look, even if that was the WWE,
it's just
why couldn't they have just called them the Viking Raiders?
It's just a WWE apologist trying to come up with something. It's bullshit.
So, I'm just saying, if that's the case, why couldn't they have just called them the Viking Raiders?
Mm-hmm.
And that would have just.
I would have been okay with that.
Fine, but when they changed their actual names of their characters after spending a year and a half in NXT and a really long time before that, and the fact they got to come in and keep their fucking names, and all of a sudden now they're on the main roster and they change, why even have NXT as an actual developmental brand for your company when you're going to change everything that makes these characters special when you finally fucking bring them up?
Absolutely. And the sad part is you signed you and it had Vince written all over it.
Oh, it's all Vince.
Think about it. Can you imagine us as wrestling fans? We're 11, 12, maybe even anywhere between 8 and 12 years old. That's some shit we see when we were younger. Fucking, they done turned the War Raiders into the fucking Berserker.
Hush.
The fucking Berserker. Pretty much. I'm sure that's exactly what Vince thought of when he saw him.
I mean, I understand certain gimmicks, but gimmicks have died down. Gimmicks are more based off your personality and what you do.
We got screwed. You know how we got screwed? Vince saw TakeOver wrestling weekend because he was in.
He saw the entrance.
He was around and he saw the War Raiders entrance, and we got fucked. And that's what happened. He's seen nothing else about these characters other than he saw their entrance at NXT TakeOver, and it fucked us.
Vince, do me a favor. If you're listening, you little wrinkle-faced bitch, stop watching TakeOver. Let us watch it. Leave it for us. Let Triple H bring them up when they want to, or just keep them down in fucking NXT. Because I guarantee you're going to fuck it up like you fuck every goddamn other thing up.
And, Matt, you might be right. I mean, deep down, it might have been the fact that they changed it from Hanson and Rowe, even though, I mean, my public anger was just overall and everything, and just how stupid the Viking Experience name is. But yeah, deep down, my anger might have stemmed from the fact that they changed away from Hanson and Rowe.
That was my main set-off.
But that's the biggest thing. If you just you have to keep some type of originality to these guys, so that way it takes nothing from who they were prior to coming to the main roster.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen such a backlash online like I had for this.
Because people, true wrestling, diehard wrestling fan, not just WWE loyalists, diehard wrestling fans have followed these guys from Ring of Honor to New Japan to NXT to the main roster.
There's a joint.
That's why.
There's a joint down in Florida called the Viking Experience, and they were inundated with voicemails and emails bitching about this, which is. And they posted on Twitter.
I bet you their fans are probably hoping that they will attempt to sue WWE for the trademark.
Yeah.
Cease and desist, bitches.
I don't think it's called the Viking. Like their Twitter name is not Viking Experience. I think they have maybe their thing is called the Viking Experience, but their company is not called the Viking Experience. So I don't know.
You know what? I wouldn't have been as mad if they did what they did with the Legion of Doom. Remember how in WCW the Legion of Doom were the Road Warriors, but they also were called the Legion of Doom as well?
Yeah.
You could have done that.
Yeah, well, look, when the Road Warriors became the Legion of Doom, they were still Hawk and Animal.
Yeah.
Right.
Even when it was LOD 2000.
Good God.
This fucking company.
Rest in peace, 205 Live. Cedric Alexander is going to Monday Night Raw. Buddy Murphy.
And anybody dude, I got a lot of heat for that on Monday. When they announced Alexander was going to Raw, and I said, rest in peace, 205 Live, and everybody jumped on me. I did it again tonight after the Buddy Murphy announcement, and everybody didn't say a damn word.
Nope.
Oh, I'll tell you this, though. You know what? In Cedric's defense, I will say this. It might work out well for him because you remember his natural weight wasn't at 205. He had to lose like 30 to 40 pounds to be.
Oh, no, I'm not saying this is going to be a bad thing for Alexander or Murphy. I just think
especially Murphy.
You've lost Ali Murphy and Alexander. To me, you're just saying that
it's done.
205 Live is done.
Yeah.
Like I don't think.
No.
dude, you know what might happen with the fucking with the US and the Intercontinental title both on SmackDown at the moment. I would not be surprised if they just canceled 205 Live and moved the Cruiserweight title to Raw.
Yeah, but didn't you say Joe should have been on Raw if he wasn't sick?
Yeah, but they posted up the final moves tonight on WWE.com that listed all the names, and Joe's not on it.
Oh.
Nope.
So, unless they end up saying they traded Lars to SmackDown for Samoa Joe, like, I don't even know how the fuck they're going to explain it.
Yeah.
They can.
You
got two belts that can float between SmackDown and Raw with Becky. That's why.
I almost think that belts should just float anyways.
Actually, I would like that a lot more if all the titles floated.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would keep things a lot more fresh than they are now.
It would. Balor came out, and our next surprise was Andrade with Zelina Vega. So that means Zelina and her new husband, Aleister Black, get to travel the roads together, so that's good. Unfortunately for Andrade, he won't get to travel the roads with his girlfriend, Charlotte Flair, like we all thought was going to happen. Maybe Vince doesn't approve of that one.
I'm very surprised because that's
especially the pole with the pole that Charlotte has.
Charlotte should have been able to dominate what's left of the Raw Women's brand roster right now. Mm-hmm. So the fact that she's not going to be on it is very shocking.
That's the only couple that they didn't bring together, because you sure brought the Usos with Naomi.
I thought they're going to bring, and I thought they're going to combine Usos with the cousins with Roman, but then they shipped Roman out. And
then buddies with Alexa again.
Andrade beat Balor after 11 minutes. Really good match between the two. No surprise there, with a couple of great competitors. So we figured, here's our Intercontinental title feud. But we learned later on that the Intercontinental title's moving brands, which
I didn't think for 1 second that was the feud. I thought it was Balor's exit from Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
So I mean that didn't.
Well,
that did not
Balor was wearing blue on Monday, so.
And you know what? I'll be perfectly honest. I don't even know if we would have seen Balor on Monday if Joe would have been healthy.
Good point. Elias is in the ring talking about The Undertaker, and he gets interrupted by Rey Mysterio.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, eh.
Just it, JB.
I'm just,
Just gonna There
could have been a lot more interruptions for Elias that would have been better. But Lars Sullivan came out and killed Rey, so.
Rey got some offense in. A
little bit. Well, that sequence between Rey and Lars was great, didn't you think? I thought it was.
I thought it was well done.
Yeah. And there's
Lars can work it. Lars can work if they want to let him work.
Hey, I said on the show last week, I see a lot of hate and meh on Lars Sullivan, and I don't get it. I thoroughly.
What's the hate for?
Boring. Typical Vince guy, and it's not. I mean, this guy's like if you listen to his promos in NXT, but of course Vince may not let him talk, so there's a problem right there. He cuts good cerebral promos on NXT.
I'll be shocked if Vince lets him talk.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I mean,
he didn't let Braun talk when Braun first got by himself either.
And how many times is if he goes to Raw, how many times are him and Braun gonna fight? A million.
I got a feeling if he goes to SmackDown, it's going to be him and Roman.
I think he's going to Raw. But they even said he was on Raw last night. And then
tonight they said he was on SmackDown.
No, tonight they said they didn't know. Tonight
they didn't know where he was going.
Yeah, tonight
but they put him on the SmackDown graphic. He was in the center of it.
Oh, was he?
Oh, they did? Well, yeah, but they said something different tonight.
They mentioned he's a free agent tonight, is what they said.
Yep.
Yeah, but they said let's take a look at all the new people that have come over. This is right after the big women's segment.
But the
announcer,
fucking
Lars Sullivan was sitting right in the middle of it.
The fucking announcers or the fucking creative does not know their dick from their ass right now, because they said Graves or Tom said on the live broadcast that they don't know where he's at right now.
Yeah,
he's
that's
a free agent.
I heard. That's the exact same thing.
Lars Sullivan is listed on the WWE.com as being moved to SmackDown Live.
The next surprise is that Chad Gable and Bobby Roode are being renamed the Usos.
Wow.
That was a nice botch by somebody in the truck. I bet they got a nice ass chewing. So yeah, that ruined the surprise that the Usos have moved to Raw. The Usos took care of Roode and Gable pretty quickly there. A moment of bliss with Sami Zayn. That was pretty fun, wasn't it? Sami playing his music over and over and him kind of trolling the Montreal crowd. I loved it. You guys?
That was hilarious.
I think the whole point of the segment was for them to keep doing it until the crowd got tired.
And they never did they?
And stopped. And then Sammy was going to cut a promo on them for dying down. Mm-hmm. And they never stopped. And they had to, just win it from there. I really think that was the whole idea.
And they did it. They still did a good job with the segment. And was Bliss playing the babyface in this thing? Did you kind of notice that?
Mm-hmm.
That was a little odd too. I don't know where they're going with Bliss here on that, but that's interesting. Bayley, no Sasha this week on Raw, so Bayley comes out with her new partner Naomi as she gets to join her husband Jimmy on Raw. I don't like that they beat the Iconics in 2 minutes though, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. Don't
like it. Iconic.
Braun Strowman kills EC3. I didn't like that either.
I did.
Why? EC3 deserves better than this.
I like when Braun kills anything.
Yeah, but EC3 deserves better.
Yeah, but I didn't want it to be. I didn't want it to be EC3.
As frustrated as I was yesterday, Braun could have beat the shit out of a wall, and I would have got excited.
And look, it's fun to watch Braun kill people. I'm not saying it's not, but I was very, disheartened to see, they're still treating poor EC3 like garbage. Someone tweeted me a couple minutes ago that said Sean Ross Sapp said that Joe was supposed to do the EC3 spot last night, but was sick enough to not be functional. I don't know if that means Joe was supposed to get killed by Braun or Joe was supposed to kill EC3. I'm trying to get get word back and forth. So
based off last week, it might have been the EC3 spot.
Huh.
Yeah, that would be brutal. That would really. In that case, that was a shining beacon of hope for Samoa Joe that he was sick. If he was going to come out and get crashed, if he was going to get killed by Braun there, that would have been awful.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hey Ethan, what you doing? You feel like getting thrown through a damn table?
Probably said, look, if it gets me on fucking TV, let's do it.
Sure.
John Ross Sapp, definitely a one of those up and coming great.
He's
sources.
one of the best in the business right now.
Yeah, I like this guy.
He's right behind Mike Johnson for me. For if he's saying something, I trust it.
Where are we in this shit show? Oh, one good moment in a row when Becky Lynch was staring down Braun Strowman. I thought that was kind of funny. Becky Lynch took on Ruby Riott. Went about 5 minutes. Next up is Natalya. She makes her entrance, talking about how talking about how Becky was underappreciated and whatnot, and so is Natalya. So Natalya deserves a shot at the title. Out comes Lacey Evans. This was probably the best segment of the night.
Really?
I thought Lacey's promo was good.
I thought it was awful.
Man, I liked it.
Because they essentially implied that Lacey Evans was getting this opportunity because she slept her way up the company.
Hey, pal.
I did not look.
Hey, pal.
2019, that's not the kind of way that they should be portraying their women's division.
Yeah, she's a heel.
I didn't like that at all.
It's kayfabe. It's a heel.
I'm
not talking about. I'm talking about
what it was.
I'm talking about her promo. I thought her delivery, at least her promo. She cut a good promo.
We'll let Darryl be the tiebreaker here.
Dog shit.
Thank you.
Well, Darryl. That's gonna be Darryl's answer to everything on Raw. So.
Mm-hmm.
He liked Braun killing.
Well,
yeah.
that's because that's destruction and killing, and that's what he feels like right now. That's what Darryl feels like right now. Lacey Evans beat Natalya, so she will now get the number 1 contendership for the Raw Women's title that's held by Becky Two Belts. A new video from Bray aired with some creepy stuff, dollhouses and puppets.
Sock puppets.
Sister Abigail confirmed.
How I don't know. If Vince, okay,
dude, there's no way they did that vignette if they're not planning on burning in an Abigail.
If Vince was okay, let's go into a universe we wish we were in, and Vince wasn't around. How good would it have been if we had Paige as Abigail?
I don't like it.
How about?
I wouldn't have liked it either. Look, if that would have been her debut.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing.
Yeah, but don't place
like
her
after all her history that we have her under now, I would not have liked that at all.
How about Mika?
Who?
Mika Rosado.
Bray and Bo's sister.
Oh, I've actually been in favor of that for a long time.
I think that's who it's going to be.
I think that would be a great pick. Look, she's fresh to the WWE universe. It's a character that a majority of that fan base has never seen before. That would work out very well, to be perfectly honest. And it's his legitimate sisters, so it's not that much of a stretch.
I might be in the minority, but I'm liking these vignettes. I like these. I like these things.
To me, they're funny.
Yeah,
and I don't know if they're supposed to be funny, but to me, they make me laugh. And I know that I don't think that's supposed to be the desired effect.
Main event of the evening was the heel trio. We could care less about Corbin, McIntyre, and Lashley taking on Styles, Reigns, and Rollins. Styles being the surprise guy. For a minute there, I thought they were going to swerve us and make it Dean Ambrose, and he's saying, "I am coming back." But then, of course, there's that WWE special for his goodbye on Sunday. So, were you surprised with Styles?
Nope.
No. Because they didn't get anybody else good throughout the night. I figured they had to get Styles at the end. I truly feel beyond Styles. Like, you can make the argument for Miz, but I feel Miz was a must move.
Yeah.
With Miz and Mrs. being on USA. Obviously, USA wants the Miz on their cable network. So it's like Miz was a no-brainer. Beyond Miz, the only person that was worth anything that got moved was AJ.
Well, thankfully,
like honestly, like SmackDown Live's roster right now, like honest to God, dude, seriously, I'm not even fucking kidding. Besides AJ Styles, and you got besides Styles and Rollins and whatever, I don't really have any reason to watch Monday Night Raw anymore.
They got the Usos and they locked down Ricochet and
it could have been
the Usos.
They locked down Ricochet and Aleister Black.
It could have been Daniel Bryan too.
They locked down Ricochet and Aleister Black.
I'm really worried about Daniel Bryan, by the way.
Why?
Because they sent him home on Monday due to an apparent injury after WrestleMania. We haven't heard him mentioned since. He wasn't mentioned on the ShakeUp. He wasn't on any show in the last 2 weeks. I'm a little worried about Daniel Bryan. I just want to point that out for the record. No one's talking about it, but I'm a little worried about Daniel Bryan. I'm really hoping he didn't get a concussion in that match with Kofi. I'm really, really hoping.
Good guys got the win after 13 minutes. AJ with a phenomenal forearm. He is okay after the injury he suffered at WrestleMania there. So there we go. On to SmackDown Live, also in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Kevin Owens makes his way to the ring. It's time. He's got a shirt and tie on, literally a T-shirt and tie. It's time for the Kevin Owens show, and it's time to bring his guests in. 2/3 of the New Day: Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, and they talk about, of course, Kofi's achievement of getting the WWE Championship, and they mentioned how Kofi and Xavier had a match against Rusev and Nakamura later on tonight, and KO has suggested his services to be Big E's replacement for some backup, and they accepted. He is now known as the Big O, and
I love it so much.
The Big O.
It was fucking hilarious. Him doing the gyrations, wearing the way too tight shirt. They found a better fitting shirt later on, but he is now the unicorn horn. He is now an honorary member of the New Day, and we all thought heel turn, right?
I was set for it all night. I'm like, they're gonna end this with KO turning on Kofi, and they didn't do it. I still feel we're gonna get it, but they could actually stretch this out for a bit. They don't need to rush right into KO and Kofi. No, they could do a feud with Cesaro. They could do.
I want Kofi Cesaro.
I'm just saying, like, Kofi could fight Nakamura. Kofi could fight Rusev. There's a bunch of people Kofi can fight, and then when Big E comes back, KO could start feeling like he's the fourth wheel of the New Day because Big E's back, and now he's doing everything that he was doing, and that's when you turn KO and you go KO and Kofi at SummerSlam. They can stretch this out. It doesn't need to be done immediately.
And also, Xavier, he's been publicly mentioning this on Twitter. And he publicly mentioned it on the microphone that he demands Tyler Breeze on SmackDown because all of his up, down crew has gone over to Raw.
Sadly, he didn't get it
yet because they're still.
They booked him.
I hear that they're still going to be announcing moves throughout the week. So
I have not heard that. Where did you hear that?
I heard that somewhere. I don't know my exact source right now.
Woo!
I know it wasn't Justin Barrasso, so at least you can know that it wasn't from him.
All right, well, if it wasn't Barrasso, maybe it's credible.
Yeah, so in the back, Cesaro stops by, and no Sheamus. I don't know where Sheamus was tonight.
It's a shameful thing, Lobster Head.
It's a shameful thing.
Cesaro stops by and goes, hey, well, there's three of them. Well, now there's three of us. And that smells like a six-man tag match, playa.
Holla.
Our first surprise of the evening. How about it? Finn Balor to SmackDown Live. We've been calling it for a couple of years, right?
Finally fucking happened.
So
happy for Finn.
And not only that, the IC title comes to SmackDown, which makes me happy too. And he takes on Ali in his first SmackDown Live match since moving over, and that was a hell of a match, wasn't it, guys? Good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Ali, man. Ali, I tell you what, man.
Ali single-handedly ruined 205 Live.
He did by leaving.
He came over. He got so many eyeballs on him. And the WWE creative team was like, "Oh, maybe the 205 Live thing isn't so bad after all. Let's start watching to see who we can pluck next."
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened. Literally, Mustafa Ali single-handedly ruined 205 Live.
You know, and I've said it before. Ali he kind of reminds me a lot of Seth Rollins in style and ability, and I have a lot of faith in Ali going down the line, and I think WWE is too. They keep putting him in these big spots, and a hell of a match with Balor, and I think Corey Graves said it. We hope we get more of this down the line between these two, and then of course a show of respect between the two gentlemen afterwards as well. We got Xavier and Kofi in the back, and they ask Big O if he's ready for his initiation. He has to eat all these pancakes and beat Big E's time. And Big O says he's never eaten a pancake in his life, and these are cold. But
I'm not, dude. I ain't eating a cold pancake. I'm just saying, I'm not doing it. But I like my pancakes, but I need butter, I need syrup, and they can't be fucking cold.
But they convinced Big O it's for the team, so here we go. R-Truth and Carmella come out to the ring as Carmella takes on Charlotte Flair. A decent little match that ends with a tap out. Charlotte Flair wins. As R-Truth is checking on Carmella, oh boy, Lars Sullivan's music hits. Get the fuck out of there, Truth. He didn't get the fuck out, did he?
He did not.
Nope.
He got crushed. He got crushed. It did.
Becky Two Belts comes out talking about how she's the man, and Ember Moon comes out. Welcome Ember Moon to SmackDown Live, and then Bayley comes out. And
that was my biggest surprise of the night. They are bending Sasha Banks over and fucking her right now.
And Bailey,
they are they are punishing the hell out of her for going home right now.
And what did Bailey say? I'm on SmackDown as a singles competitor.
Yeah, they seriously. They like if I'm Sasha and I'm sitting at home and I watch that, I'm like I ain't fucking going back. Fuck y'all.
I'm going elite, elite.
Sit home like Neville, girl. Just sit home like Neville. Ride out that deal and get the fuck out.
Do it, girl. Yep. Do it, girl. Bring Mikaze with you. Iconics come out. Your tag champs. Billy goes, I thought I heard 2 belts. We got 2 belts. Remember Bailey? They got 0 belts. Our 2 belts are better than Becky's because they are iconic. Paige's music hits. I completely had forgotten Paige had this announcement, and so I got excited.
I was waiting for it.
I forgot about it, so I got excited. I'm like, oh yes, Paige has this. And she goes, what
the fuck was that?
I don't know. Me being giddy. Paige says she's believed in these 2 ladies for a long time, and Mandy Rose's music hits. Making you think absolutely.
Dude, Paige's reaction was fucking. When Mandy's music hit, Paige's reaction was amazing.
Really, bitch?
So good.
Really?
So good. I loved it.
Paige says, I'm not here to represent those women. I'm here to represent 2 revolutionary women, the next tag champions, Asuka and Kairi Sane. I'm not as angry.
I'm not happy about this.
Yeah,
I feel really bad for EO, man. I really do.
They should have kept the Sky Pirates together and called them.
Yep, I really liked that tag team. And look, if they wanted to do a New Day like stable and put Asuka in the mix, that's fine. Yeah. But leaving her alone in NXT now, just not feeling it.
So that led
kind of disappointing.
That led to yet another 8-person tag match with the Good Girls getting the win after the insane elbow by Kairi Sane, which I love that move. That move is so sweet.
Sweet.
Matt and Jeff cut a promo talking about what Lars did to them last week, but hey, they got something else. Tag titles. And they are the greatest tag team of space and time. Wonderful, yes! So it's like Matt's combining version 1 and Broken Matt, and it's weird. It's like he's using Broken Matt verbiage, but using version 1 promo, right? Am I saying that right?
He's the multifarious Matt Hardy now.
Yep.
Somebody throw Matt in the lake of reincarnation so we can get Broken Matt back. How great was it that we got our wish and Big O does the New Day introduction?
It was awesome.
It took him a minute to get it right, but he found it in his gut. And he cut it. That was good. Well, he did a good job, didn't he?
Yeah.
I thought it was wonderful. The new New Day. Do we call him the New Day?
No.
The New Day take on League of Legends.
I said no, damn it.
The New Day take on the League of Legends 2.0.
I hate you.
The League of Legends. What
League
the fuck is that?
The League of Nations.
Apparently JB is too busy playing mobile games.
Yeah. No, actually, that's a PC game.
I don't fucking know what it is.
What was that shitty stable, the League of Nations? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, Rusev. Was Rusev in that?
Yep.
Cesaro, or not Cesaro, but Sheamus was in that. Wade Barrett.
And Alberto Del
Rio! Kofi hits Trouble in Paradise. KO hits a stunner. No heel turn. We're happy about that as the New Day get the win. Big O. Can we get new merch with Big O on this shirt?
Depends on how long they want this to go, I guess.
Never turn him heel. Let's make it a 4-man stable after this.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I know. Vince McMahon comes out. He has a big announcement to make. We all thought it was Roman Reigns. But then I was bracing myself for something not massive, and it was Elias. I love Elias, but so we should have known better with Vince. But then Roman Reigns comes out and beats up Elias, and then The moment of Superstar Shake-Up week, Matt will agree, Roman Reigns Superman punching Vince.
Damn fucking right.
You guys agree?
Loved it. I gotta watch that on repeat forever.
I want that as a GIF. Send me that GIF. I want to save that to my phone and use it over and over and over again. Roman says, I don't care what Elias says. SmackDown is his yard now. I like Roman going to SmackDown. I think
it's good for Fox.
Yeah.
That's why it was done. I mean, let's not even kid ourselves. We know why it was done.
Plus, SmackDown's the A show, right?
To me, it always has been.
So, well, has anybody else asked for their release before we end the show?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh my God, that was a weird day. WWE fucking exhausted me this week. Not this week, these 2 days. Like, to the point where I almost didn't want to record tonight.
They didn't. Like I said, I enjoyed SmackDown, but maybe it was just because Raw beat me down so bad. That I just had zero expectations for the show tonight. I don't know.
Still underwhelming.
I really liked SmackDown.
It was still underwhelming, and it still had what the fuck moments like Asuka and Kyrie. It was.
Yeah, but compared to the Viking experience, I will take that.
Can we never say that name on the show ever again?
Yeah, I thought we weren't going to say that name on the show. I'm going to call him Hanson and Rowe every time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'll call him Hanson and Rowe. Yeah. You know that. I told you that's where my main.
From this day forward, I'm not even going to say it. They'll be known as Hanson and Rowe on Lost in the Midcard.
Yep.
Just call it War Machine out of just utter.
Oh, did you see? Did you guys see Bully Ray's tweet?
What did it say?
Oh, let me get it.
Did he tweet tonight?
No. It was either today or last night about Hanson and Rowe. But God, he tweets and retweets a lot, so sometimes it takes a minute.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see it.
Oh, it was a good tweet.
Well, I'm sure it was. He's not an idiot. One of the smartest minds in the business right now. That's why Ring of Honor is actually taking steps to the positive right now. And their diehard fans might be resisting it, but Bully Ray knows what ROH needs to do to fucking survive.
All right, this is not the tweet I'm talking about, but this is funny. Promoting Busted Open Radio. Here we go, fellow Vikings. Grab your horns and grog, and let's talk about the Raw experience.
Oh, my.
That's not the tweet I was talking about, though. Good debut.
Oh.
Good debut and win for, all caps, War Machine. Hashtag Raw at Busted Open Radio.
Yep. They will always be War Machine to me.
They will always be War Machine.
Oh, here we go. Another one from Bully. In my opinion, what's the point of bringing up EC3 only to destroy him from day one on the main roster? Should have left him to thrive on NXT until the right time.
Yep.
Dummy, yeah.
Preaching to the masses, brother.
Word.
And I got a front row seat to his speaking engagement.
Who?
It's a figure of speech.
Oh, I thought it was something I didn't know about.
No, I wish. Well, I guess my front row seat could be the fact that I listen to Busted Open Radio every day.
There you go.
Love that show. Love it, love it, love it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for this edition of Lost in the Midcard. Thank you to SpiderDuck.net for being our host, enabling us to be on iTunes, Spotify, and any of your favorite podcasting apps. Just search for Lost in the Midcard and hit that subscribe button. That way you know every time a new episode comes your way, typically every Wednesday. But next week we'll be coming at you on Thursday, so you'll see that notification pop up on Thursday for next week. You can also subscribe to us on the YouTube. The links to all that are on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Lost in the Midcard. Go to the pinned post there, or go to our pinned tweet on Twitter at LITMC Podcast, where we also share a lot of the great tweets from the wrestling world, because everybody on there is entertaining. Darryl's on the Twitter at No One Like D. Matt is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. I am on the Twitter at JB Huskers. Give us all a follow. Tell us what you think of the show. Tell us what you think of Vince, and so we can agree with you if it's bad. And before we ride off into the sunset, Darryl, what are your final thoughts?
Vince can kiss my ass.
And that's all I got to say about that. Matt, what are your final thoughts?
I have a gigantic article coming out on Fansided within the next week that I'm working on. The top 30 greatest entrances in pro wrestling history. It's a lot of work. Really hard to take it down to 30. Really hard to put the order together. But I'm happy with my list. I think it's solid. It's coming to you soon. I highly ask all of you to go take and give that sucker a read when that goes live within probably sometime within the next week.
Did Rob Conway make it?
No.
Damn it.
He did not make it.
Damn it. Like I said a little bit ago, this is an exhausting 2 days for me. I almost did not want to record today, but I felt a little better and jumped on and it wasn't as angry as I thought I would be. So maybe just talking about AEW and headlines maybe took the anger out of me for a while, because it was WWE fucking exhausted me with the SuperStar ShakeUp. It was not a good 2 days.
AEW.
Tuesday.
Hurry up.
Tuesday Night Dynamite cannot come soon enough. SmackDown is promising though. Women's division loaded. SmackDown looks to still be the A show going forward.
SmackDown's definitely going to be must-see TV when that shit moves to Fox.
Yeah. So, it's going to be fun. With the shake-up, it's going to be fun, but the delivery this week was piss poor at best. And a lot of that's thanks to Vince. So, hopefully people listen, and maybe we get Hanson and Rowe back next week, but I fucking highly doubt it. For Darryl Bullock, Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost in the Midcard. We'll be back at you next Thursday.